10 o'clock, so I'll go ahead and call this meeting to order. This is a regular Commissioners Court meeting for County of Starr, Tuesday, May 27th. Let the record show we do have quorum. Commissioner Perez being absent. Want to welcome and thank everyone for being here this morning. Everyone would please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. I don't think we have any public comments. So next item is approval of minutes. I'm sorry? No? Okay, so no action. Okay, next item is a vendors list.
Second.
Moved and second to approve. Discussion. All in favor, please, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next is claims.
Motion to approve. Second.
Moved and second to approve. Discussion. All in favor, please, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. We do have one presentation, and that's by Ms. Petra Reina Network.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to report back, as to our progress. A few weeks ago, we had the opportunity to meet with each individual commissioner, and the purpose was to get an idea of what they considered priorities in their respective precinct. So one of the ones that has come up is the USDA 306 program, and this is for drainage purposes. Mr. Lázaro will go into detail, so that we can take the steps to start applying for this program. But I'd also like to make a comment, regarding that this is an organic document, what we shared with you all, the spreadsheet. If you have any new additions that you want to add, just please call us, and we'll add them to it. And we shared the information with the judge, and it goes for the judge also, so thank you. I'll turn it over to Mr. Lázaro.
Thank you, Petra. Good morning, Judge. Good morning, Commissioners. What a pleasure to be with you this morning. For the record, George Lázaro. I'm the engineering component in Petra's group with Fulcrum Consulting Engineers, Texas Engineer 96396. And I'm going to try to do the best that I can to be informative as to how the 306C program works. Just to give you a little bit of history on the program, it's funded by USDA Rural Development. This program has been in place since the very early 1990s. And the way that the funding comes along, or the eligible areas, are counties, cities, municipalities, water supply corporations that have colonias within their service area that are 150 miles along the U.S.-Mexican border. In Starr County, this 306C program has been in place and has helped to bring first-time water and wastewater service to many of the areas or colonias that you all service. It's been used in the city of La Grulla. It's been used at Union Water Supply Corporation, Rio Water Supply Corporation, El Saus. All of these entities have benefited from this program over the last 20 years. Initially, this program was tailored toward, like I said, bringing first-time water and wastewater services, but now it does entail addressing drainage needs for those same areas. And that's how we came about bringing that program for your introduction. We believe that this program would be very, very beneficial to the county should you all decide to take the necessary action to move forward with it. It's a 100% grant allocation, and this money's come to areas like Texas on a yearly basis, up to $8 million a year. And the same goes along with the other states that border the U.S.-Mexican border from Texas all the way to California. If those monies are not spent by those respective states, those monies are recaptured. They go back to Washington and Texas. And if Texas has additional applications, that money comes back and allocated. And that's been done many, many times, especially in Starr County, to address needs that exceed that $8 million threshold. Along with this program with USDA also, there's a sister program that comes along with it. It's called the Search Grant Monies, and there's an item on your agenda for consideration as well. What does the Search Grant do for you? USDA will promote and allow funding for the preparation of this application up to an amount of $50,000 that comes in a grant form to be able to formulate these types of applications to USDA for areas that are in need, specifically the colonias. Like I said, it's a very good program. It's being used in Starr County. You all are in the radar for this type of assistance. And should you as Commissioners Court decide to move forward, our group is ready to help you and put this application together and bring it to fruition. The funding is open anytime during the year, but at this time, those $8 million are still untouched, and it would be on a first come, first served basis. But if you all have any questions, myself and Petra are here to hear them out and try to answer them as much as we can. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Appreciate you.
Thank you.
Thank you. I'm sorry, I had to step out for just a second. I'm sorry, Mr. Lester, I didn't get to hear your presentation, but I'm sure the court did. And we thank you for it.
Thank you, Judge. Appreciate you.
Next item. Number 9. And this is an action item concerning the submittal of federal assistance application for U.S. Department of Agriculture for Colonia 306C program, drainage system improvement. This would be for precinct 3.
I move to approve item number 9. Second.
Moved and second to approve. Discussion. All in favor, please say aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Item 10, also an action item, and this is also to apply to USDA under the SEARCH program for funding for planning assistance.
I move to approve item number 10, Your Honor. Second.
Moved and second to approve. Discussion. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item 11, action item to approve a resolution regarding a contract for the purpose of financing a Ford F-350.
Motion to approve, Your Honor. Second.
Moved and second to approve. Discussion. All in favor, please say aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Item 12 is possible action to authorize the closing of existing bank account for La Casita Volunteer Fire Department checking account at Rio Bank, formerly known as Elsa Bank, and proceedings to be transferred to a new bank account.
I move to approve item 12, Your Honor. Second.
Moved and second. All in favor, please say aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Item 13 is to authorize the opening of a bank account for La Casita Volunteer Fire Department at Lone Star National Bank.
Motion to approve, Your Honor. Second.
Moved and second to approve. Discussion. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item 14 is an action item to approve easement agreement between the County of Starr and Roberto Riojas.
Motion to approve, Your Honor. Second.
Moved and second to approve. Discussion. All in favor, please say aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Item 15 is an action item, and this is a burn ban. The one we have has expired.
Motion to approve, Your Honor. Second.
Moved and second to approve. Discussion. All in favor, please, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item 16 is an action item, and this is to approve an independent contractor agreement between County of Starr and Antonio Cantu Jr. for planning permitting services. What this is currently our planning department is, I think they're about to take the exam for the licensing, but in the meantime, we want to contract with the city of Rio Grande, or an employee of the city of Rio Grande, that has the license, to do it on a per call basis, and it'd probably be for maybe a month or so.
Motion to approve. Second.
Moved and second. All in favor, please, aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Item 17 is an action item. As you all know, the service officer that we had, veteran service officer we had, was Mr. Barrera, Colonel Barrera, and he has now taken another job with EDC in Rio. So Mr. Ray Alvarez Jr. Is willing to go ahead and take that position. I think he'd be real good. He's a retired military.
Motion to approve. Second.
Moved and second to approve. Discussion. All in favor, please, aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Item 18 is a action item, and this is to approve workforce work experience employment agreement with the Fire Department Precinct 3. I guess this is to bring people from workforce.
Yes, sir. Motion to approve. Second.
Moved and second. Discussion. All in favor, please, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item 19 is an action item, and this is to approve a resolution authorizing publication for notice of intention for issuing certificates of obligation.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good morning, Judge.
Good morning.
Commissioners, Bobby Villarreal, your financial advisor with Strada and Hosa. Right now, what we have today is something we had talked about in the past. You have an earmark from the USDA through Congressman Cuellar for the improvement of the courthouse. Not exactly sure how much the earmark was.
2.3.
Yeah, there you go.
2.3.
So in order to match that and facilitate the improvements to the courthouse, what we have today, and actually I'll just start off with page 2, the debt overview you have, just to highlight the history of the county. If you notice, on the top right corner, you'll see 2020 through 2025, the historical tax rates of Starr County. So back in 2020, the total tax rate between M&O, INS, drainage, farm to market was 77.84. You're currently now at 71.07. So you've come down a little over 6 pennies, almost 7 pennies. Each and every year you've dropped, and y'all been able to do some projects, and we've helped you with that while still maintaining the tax rate or actually lowering it. So going forward, in order to, if you move over to page 5, this is what the issuance of these $10 million for the courthouse improvements would be for. Right now, we have it at approximately 5.13 pennies. I mean, it's interest rate right now over 30 years. This would go to the open market. This will be the first time that the county goes to the open market. We need the flexibility to go to 30 years rather than 15, as we've been doing in the past. Again, you can pay it off earlier if you need to, if things get better on the valuations. If you notice on the left side, and again, we're on page 5, we have a pretty conservative tax valuation growth of 3%, 2%, and 1% thereafter. I think historically in the last few years, you've had significantly better than that. And I know that there's, solar energy, other things that are still coming down the pike, and we anticipate those will be helpful to the county as well. There's other ones that the abatements will be falling off. We don't have that in this right now, so we're trying to be as conservative as possible. So in the end, we're looking at roughly a $680,000 or so debt payment. But if you notice on the right side, right now your INS pennies are about 3.5 pennies. So in talking to Judge, he anticipates that there's enough capacity within the M&O to slide over that penny and have no tax rate increase overall, but it would just be within the M&O to the INS to slide that penny over to get to where you need to be to not have any tax rate increase. And again, you're getting your valuations as we speak, I guess, and so I'm not sure what the preliminaries have looked like so far, but I suspect they're...
Yeah, the preliminaries are up. Of course, we're still waiting on the final, but the preliminaries are up, a pretty good increase. Both the gas has gone down. Oil and gas has gone down quite a bit in Starr County, but the green energy has gone up, and real estate has gone up, so we should be okay.
Yeah, and like I said, we don't anticipate any tax rate increase for the county through all the entities overall. We anticipate,
Yep.
as you've been having those increases, that we can keep the overall rate level.
Yeah, and that's important to know. The Commissioners Court has been very clear that they do not want to increase taxes at all to our people. So this should be covered with whatever increases we have in green energy and valuations. And
Yes, sir.
so we should be all right.
And not only that, the issue right now is the tariffs and things like that. They may come off, they may go back on. It's just a tough environment to build things, and so the faster you are to get into construction and finishing this thing, the less volatility you're going to have. So the sooner the better. So if you look at page 6, it's a timeline of things to come. So we anticipate selling the bonds on July 28th and then closing by August 25th. And so we would like to get this closed, prior to September 1, and at that time we would work with your staff and you, Judge, to make sure we identify the correct tax rates at that point, because we'll have the valuations more solid by July 30th, right? It's kind of when they finalize.
Yes. By then we should have the final valuations.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
I guess with that, I don't know if there's any questions.
Yeah. I get just a comment. The reason that we just, Bobby and I have been talking about this is that currently the county financially is very stable, and we feel we can get a good bond rating. And if we do, then hopefully the interest rate that we can get on this loan would be a very competitive interest rate. We've been waiting on the courthouse, and I know I've been saying we're going to get started, and we never did, because we've been waiting on Washington to get off center, and we were waiting for a USDA loan, because we were going to save about 0.5% to 0.75%. But in that time that we've been waiting, which has been over 2 years, almost 3 years, the cost of materials and everything have eaten up our savings. And right now, the way Washington is acting, we're afraid that if we continue waiting, it's just going to increase to the cost, and
Yeah, we can control. You can control your destiny by doing the open market,
yeah.
getting it, and just saying, "Hey, we have the money. Send us the earmark, and we're ready." Instead of going through USDA, and you just never know with them how long it'll take to get the.
So that's the reasoning behind this bond issue. We're going out for certificates of obligation. I don't know if there's any questions from the court.
Motion to approve, Your Honor. Second.
I have a motion, a second, to go ahead and approve. And this is the authorization to publish a notice of intent. Any further discussion? All in favor, please, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Anything else you want to add? Item 20 is also an action item, and this is to approve a transportation program contract and procurement.
That is correct, Your Honor. It's a policy that needs to be updated every year for us TxDOT requirement to continue funding. But this will be just an internal within the federal and state programs. It's not going to be a county-wide policy. It's just a federal and state because it is a transportation, we only handle transportation programs.
Motion to approve. Second.
Moved and second to approve, discussion. All in favor, please, aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Item 21 is an action item, and this is to approve the best qualified contractor for bid openings. I guess this would be on the homes, right?
That is correct, Your Honor. We do have 3 homes. We had two bids, which was Rio Construction and Design and Capstone Design and Construction LLC. You do have the tallies in front of you. It shows the bids on both homes. We had 2 homes that were lower than, we had one contractor that bid it lower than the other contractor on 2 homes.
Okay, however, it is my understanding that the one contractor had a conflict as far as an employee.
That is correct, Your Honor. As a requirement for the state requirements, they do have to be registered through sam.gov. He did put an employee's name under as an employee of his as well.
One of our employees?
That is correct.
Yeah, and that would create a conflict.
That is correct, Your Honor. And I do have it where he does have, has it on sam.gov. As of today, he has not removed our employee's name on there.
Okay.
And our
So,
employee has no interest, it has nothing to do with that business at all.
okay. So I guess the recommendation would be to go with, what is it, Caprock?
It's Capstone Design and
Capstone,
Construction.
yeah. Is there a motion to approve?
Motion to approve. Second.
Moved and second, discussion. All in favor, please, aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Item 22 is also an action item, and this is to approve the application number 1 for payment of $71,108 to Loscon Construction. This is on the Juvenile Center.
That is correct, Your Honor. The amount listed on the is already included with the 5% retainage.
Okay,
And that's for the court house? or-
That's for the
Yeah.
Juvenile Detention Center. Correct.
yeah.
Motion to approve. Second.
Moved and second to approve under discussion. Do we need to approve these? I mean, it's just a PO.
But it's a pay application. I usually approve them because since it's a grant that's paying for it, so.
Okay.
I mean, I usually
I mean,
do.
it's not a problem.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just, to me, it's just we've already approved the contract.
Right.
With them, the court already approved it, so now it's just the draw. I don't
Right,
think we need
but
to
I usually
approve
do it
every-
because they're federal funds. It's straight
Okay.
federal funds.
Okay. Okay, all in favor, please, aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Item 28 is also an action item, and this is on the resale of properties that have been failure to pay on Avalor taxes. Okay, yes, sir.
Good morning, Judge, Commissioners. Jimmy Gonzalez for the record with Linebarger. In this resolution, I'm asking for just from some background. Linebarger handles, of course, your delinquent tax cases and the foreclosures and tax sales based on failure to pay. Most properties we sell at public auction are sold. Those that do not get the minimum bid are struck off. These properties that are struck off now become the ownership of the taxing entities, including the county. And when that happens, these properties aren't generating property taxes. So what I'm asking today is I want to move forward with the selling of these properties. They're in your Exhibit A that you should have included with you, so you can sell them at a public auction. I want to give the court some background. There's 14 properties that we're asking that are up for resale. These 14 properties did not hit minimum bids in prior sales. All 14 properties, 8 of them are abandoned homes or commercial businesses. 6 are vacant lots. 6 are within the Rio Grande City area. 8 are within the Roma area. None of these properties have anybody living there. No families will be displaced. I'm asking the court for Exhibit A and the resolution be approved for our tax resale set for July 1st, 2025. And the main goal is to get these properties back on the tax roll so that people start paying their taxes and clean them up. For some background on that also, just for the public's information, on these tax resales, what we're asking is that the opening bid is usually below the minimum bid that's required in our regular public auctions. So with these, don't have an amount yet, there's still costs that we're looking for, but customarily, it's usually the opening bid starts at 25% of what the current taxes owed plus costs. And we just try to get interest, sell them, so that they're back on the tax roll. So I'm asking that the resolution be approved. I don't know if anybody has any questions.
Second.
I have a motion to approve and second. Any further discussion? All in favor, please, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you very much, Judge Commissioners. Have a good day. Thank you.
Likewise. Item 24 is an action item, and this to approve a street light at the dead end of Wood Brothers, La Sabonada.
Second.
Moved and second to approve. Discussion? All in favor, please, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item 25 is action item to open a new bank account for the Sheriff's Department for the State Criminal Alien Assistance Program.
Motion to approve. No, second.
Moved and second. Discussion? All in favor, please, aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Item 26 is to approve a donation of $1,000 to the Food Pantry Precinct 3.
Motion to approve. Second.
Moved and second. Discussion? All in favor, please, aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Items 27 through 40 are budget amendments.
Motion to approve. Second.
Moved and second to approve. Discussion? All in favor, please, aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Item 41 is a budget correction. Is that in order?
Motion to approve. Second.
Moved and second to approve. Discussion? All in favor, please, aye. Opposed? Motion carries. And it is 10:31, and pursuant to section 551.074, we will go into executive session to discuss the order of salaries and possible action on tax, health, and employee benefit pool renewal for 25-26. We'll be back shortly. I've got 11:30 and we're back in open session. In executive session, we only had a couple of items to discuss. One of them was the order of salaries.
Motion to approve, yeah. Second.
Moved and second to approve as presented. Discussion. All in favor, please, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. And the next item was just for information, and this was on the renewal for the benefit pool for 25-26. No action needed on that one. Is there a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Moved and second. All in favor, please, aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, gentlemen.